All right, guys, what's up? I think I can help you on your path to learning anything. So I encourage you to listen to this video. Anyways, today I'm talking about patience when it comes to learning, when it comes to life. And I'm not going to sit here and preach to you like I'm perfect at this either. Okay? I still fuck this up all the time. So I'm also trying to work on it. So when I make videos like this, sometimes it's for myself as well as the audience. So anyways, I'm gonna give my thoughts on why patience is important when it comes to learning. I've got a little notepad here. You probably can't see it, but anyways, getting into it. So everything you want in life is locked behind patience. Okay, every skill you want to develop, the money that you want to earn, the test that you want to pass, whatever it is, the relationship you want to have, whatever it is, it's going to be locked behind patience and that, short-term gratification, no short-term gratification, but long-term gratification, right? So what does patience actually mean though in this context? And I just wrote like a simple definition for myself on what patience means. And that's even when you aren't seeing your desired results, you continue to refine and work towards what you want. Okay? So when I see that, when I talk about that, you continue to work towards, it doesn't mean that you blindly put an effort towards what you want, right? It doesn't mean that you just do any old strategy and hope that it works, right? Okay, that is like a form, I guess, of patience or discipline to keep just pushing forward towards something no matter what. But you also need to be intelligent about the way that you move towards your goal, okay? Especially once you decide it's something you're really interested in, something you really want to do, then you need to start refining your learning method. You need to start refining the way you're moving towards that goal, okay? And again, people will get confused, and I was confused at one point too, that refining your method and moving towards your goal is just about finding the absolute best method, the 100% best method, and only using that. That's not actually true, because the best method is truly the one that motivates you, gets you results, and that you actually enjoy doing, okay? It's those three things, the enjoyment of the process itself, okay, that will actually motivate you, again, motivation, to actually continue doing what you're doing. And then it's those results along the way that will continue to build your motivation for whatever you're doing up and up over time, okay? When you lack one or two of these things, right, your progress tends to stagnate very heavily. If you're doing the absolute best method and you don't like it, then you're probably not going to keep doing it every day, right? But if you just do only what you enjoy and don't refine your method so that it's somewhat efficient and still moves you towards your goal, you're not going to get those small results along the way that keep making you push forward, okay? So anyways, when it comes to learning, you have to have systems, okay, that help you move towards your goal. So for example, I'm learning Japanese. Well, if I want to learn Japanese, obviously I need to get new words into my brain. I need to have opportunities to speak Japanese. So I have systems in place which allow me to do that, okay? For example, when I want to learn new words, I'll use either Anki, which is like a flashcard repetition system. And although it's not the most fun thing ever, I know that it's efficient in moving me towards my goal, and that kind of helps me enjoy it more. But you also have to go through a little bit of a grind, right? It's not like I'm doing it for an hour, 2 hours every day, just 20 minutes around there. And actually, I haven't been using it as much lately, but I do think it's really efficient. Also, for example, reading, taking time to actually read in your target language and sit down and really engage with the material and read something interesting and fun. That's a system for you to get words into your brain that you also enjoy, right? So these systems, you have to build them for yourself, okay? And the way that you build them is kind of like if you've ever played a video game and you're gonna shoot down like a helicopter with a rocket launcher, right? You have to lock on to that helicopter. But as you lock on, you're gonna miss left, right, up, down, boo, 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 until you actually lock dead center. So you have to try a variety of things within your skill that will eventually allow you to lock on to like certain systems and techniques that allow you to learn efficiently and quickly and enjoyably. Okay? So I think this also comes back to me making these videos, right? Because at some point I did lose a little bit of motivation to make these videos, which I completely anticipated coming. And it's totally fine, because that's part of the process. Part of being patient is to understand there's going to be times where you have more motivation and less motivation, and learning to ride that wave and continue moving forward no matter what. But also, you have to be patient in allowing your thoughts to develop, allowing, how to say this best? For example, with this video, like with this channel, I've made, hundreds of videos or whatever, and I haven't seen like any crazy results, but I know for a fact I'm slowly improving at making the videos, and that if I keep pushing forward and I keep improving little by little, that eventually more and more results will come, right? So anyways, on to the next topic. Once you understand that patience is rewarded, it becomes much easier to be patient, right? Okay, any situation in my life where I've wanted something too quickly or I've acted too impulsively, it's almost always backfired on me. Okay, and that's not saying to be stagnant and not do anything, right? You have to take opportunities when they arrive, but you also have to hold your ground, right? And not get too off track of your path, and stay grounded and moving forward, okay? I've noticed this especially with women in general, and I know this isn't the topic of my video, but you have to be patient, okay? You can't like try so hard to, make anything happen with a woman, right? You kind of have to let her come to you at your pace. And when she sees that you're patient, that you're moving somewhere, and you're, moving forward to your goals, then, that's an attractive quality, right, in general. Anyways, sorry for the little break off there from the learning. But anyways, moving forward, learning things is a long path, okay? So a lot of people think if I just go all out, I'm gonna learn this really quickly. Guys, you're gonna build up very slowly over time when it comes to learning any skill. It's gonna take years, yes, years, to truly become adept at whatever it is you want to do, okay? Let's see. Okay, and if you want to talk about money too, like your money will accumulate slowly over time if you're patient in what you want to buy, if you're patient with how you're going to use your money, okay? If you're patient with continuing in that persistent effort towards making money, which is something that I also am starting to like work more towards in my life, because it's becoming very like relevant to my situation to make more and more money. So I'm starting to think about how I want to slowly move forward towards this goal over time efficiently, okay? And I think a lot of people online are saying, like, will say you just need to brute force your way. If you want it bad enough, you'll do it. And I do agree with that on some level, but I also think it's okay to take a step back and understand that it's the long path. It's doing what allows you to stay on that path over time and continue moving forward, even if it's slowly, that eventually allows you to get what you want when it comes to anything. Anyways, guys, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe, please leave comments, and if you have any questions, I'll answer anything in the comments. So have a great day. Thank you.